Welcome to another edition of Trending Podcast, where we discuss trending issues. And my name is Oyua Sanwen, your host. Our guest for today is a brand strategist, a entrepreneur, and a student. And he goes by the name Toby Lamidi. Toby, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, so
Good to have you here today.
yes.
So, let's dive into the conversation. I have a lot of questions for you that I would be throwing up to you. And my first question to you is, when did you when did you become an hustler? How do you manage being a student and being a brand strategist and an entrepreneur? Can you just, take me through that experience?
All right. You know, being a student and managing business at the same time is not easy. Okay, you know that, you know. But I fully go into business during the COVID-19 era. Everywhere was shut down, the curfew. So I learned graphic design online. So that is where I started. I learned graphic design online. And that time I was not a student yet.
Okay, that was in 2020.
Yes. So I built my brand, learn different skills before I entered school. So being a student, the story changed. The way I focus on my business before, I have to, there is difference now. So it's not an easy one. But what I would just say is, if you're a student and you want to build your brand, it is very possible. It's very, very possible. All you just need to do is time management. Okay, you need to manage your time very well. You need to know that your business, especially if you are not going fully into business, if you are doing what we call a side hustle, you need to make your business complement your education. That is one of the strategies I employ when I become a student, because obviously things have to change. Okay, this time to this time I'll be at work. This time to this time I have to study.
You need to also excel in your education, your academics. So, my question I want to ask from you, from your experience as a brand strategist and an entrepreneur and a business person yourself, is why do you think it's important for students? Let me just frame it that way. Why do you think it's important for students to have a side hustle?
All right, that's a good question. As a student, we all know our aim is to have money, and the purpose of business at first is to make profits. So when you are doing business, you have to focus on satisfying your customer and at the same time being happy with yourself. If you don't make money, it gets tiring. So as a student, the first motivation is to make money, financial independence. That is the first thing. You want to have your own money. Of course, you can't depend on your parent forever.
So, is having a side hustle, should it be a choice or a necessity for students of today? Because times have changed now. If you look at the economic reality of things now, it's not what it used to be like 5 years ago. The dynamics has changed. Even in the 90s, during our parents' era, they focus more on their education. They want to become a doctor, they want to become a lawyer. So they focus more on, but time has changed now. So we have students using their skills to make money. And some of them, they feel like there is no need. There is no need to continue. Some, because of probably they are earning more than lecturers. They just feel, I don't need to go to school. I can just drop out and continue with my life. Back to the question. So, do you think um having a side hustle, it should be a necessity or it should be a choice?
Personally, to me, having a side also should be a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Depend on where you are coming from. It's going to be a wise choice for those who understand financial stability as you are in school, nothing stops you from making money. And this digital era that we are now, you don't even need to go and sit down in one office before you can make money. You don't need to work 247 before you can make money. Side hustle has now become so flexible. Like, can make money from the comfort of your room. You can work as a remote worker. You can be
Virtual assistant.
virtual assistant. You can even be a middleman. You sell perfumes. That's one of the common business among students. You will deal with a supermarket or a store. When you get an order, you go and get it from there. Get your own gain. So for students who are smart enough, they know that's going to be a choice for them. As I said before, one of the motivation is to have money. If your parents can provide enough for you, then there is no point in going to business while you are in school.
In the course of our conversation, you mentioned something around time management. So I'm curious to know. So can time management alone solve the challenge of balancing school and business?
Yeah, time management alone cannot solve it. It's not enough. As a brand strategist, I will tell you that when you are about to start a business, there is something pushing you. We call that motivation. Something you push you that can see money from this thing. But you need to create a system around that thing. If there's no system, your motivation can just last for only 2-3 months. When there's no motivation again, you relax. So one of the core elements of being an effective student and a side hustler is to manage your time very well, as I said before. Then another important one is creating a system around your business. That's why I said time management alone is not enough. You only use time management to prioritize your activities. You know when to go into your education, know when to relax, because it's part of some people, they just work, they don't relax.
They don't have time to relax.
Your body will ask you what.
You need some time to obey.
And there's one thing people also need to know as a business owner or especially entrepreneur, we need to also go outside your horizon. It's also part of motivation. When you see people living good life, it motivates you to also live well, motivate you to work more. So as a student also that do side hustle, while managing your time, you also have to create a system around your business so that a day when you don't feel like working, your system will push you to work. Because when there is no motivation in day, business lose off day. It can easily die.
So when we are talking about motivation, fine. I understand the fact that you need motivation to drive whatever you are doing, maybe in business or in academic. Have you seen or do you have such kind of experience, that puts you in a situation where you get distracted, your side also gets you distracted from your academic progression?
When I was in year 2, I do graphic design, I learn video editing, I do this. So I bring in different skills that are complementary skills actually. But it got to a point that I started having a lot of gigs that will not allow me to rest well, will not allow me to attend classes, will not allow me to read effectively for exam. But at the end, when the result comes out, it will show.
Definitely. As you lay your beds,
When you started taking too much at the same time, it becomes distraction. So with that, also still boils down to creating a system. Create time to work, create time to study, create time to relax. That is where the balance is. When you don't balance it, one, you become a distraction. And school is temporary. So I will say you can still take more seriously because 2, 3, 4, 5 years you are done with school. Then cannot fully go back to your business.
interesting conversation. So should university adjust the academic structure to accommodate working students and hustlers? Whether you are a full-time or you are a part-time, one way or the other, we have students who provide services, who sells, food, who sells small chops. Even in school, we have some of our colleagues that sell pomo, you know. It's still part of side also because some of us we need something to eat to get fuel. Because if you are not that area of food, me I even like it because I totally understand that we need something to energize us to be more effective in class and more attentive. So the question really is, should the universities generally, not just one, universities, adjust their academic structure to accommodate working students and students who are hustlers?
If you ask school, they will tell you the purpose of there are different we have different schools in university. We have the school of full time and the school of part time. So school are going to tell you if you want to be a working class, go for part time. But they also have to consider the full time as well. Because um the Yoruba they say all fingers are not equal.
Yeah.
That's an adage. So because we are all full time students doesn't mean our parents can provide for us the same way. So school also has to consider that, giving them a flexible timetable to work with. Probably in a day, like more of a early morning classes and then late classes they can look into that, like remove that so that students can prepare adequately in the morning, probably to handle one or two jobs before they come to school, and they can close early to go and see into an order or something like that. So school should also look into making a flexible timetable for students, because at the end these students have to be financially balanced. It also affects their
Mental health.
student that is not mentally stable. It's the distraction already. So how do you expect such student to focus in class? You student that is very hungry, nothing can enter the head. All the students, they are not getting the same resources. No, some their parents provide enough for them. Some they don't even have part of. They still strong to pay school fees. So for that, school should consider make their calendar flexible enough.
So Toby, do you think side hustle prepares students for a better life after graduation? Because we see a lot of students or graduates that are not skillful. They don't have the right skill that matches today's world. Their employability skill or chances are very slim.
For every student, they have their area of discipline.
Exactly.
There is something you are studying, so you can walk around that area. Like me now, I actually started school to complement my skill. I was already a graphic designer, video editor, so I look into that. But discipline can give me professional certificates that can work with big brands. I can call myself a professional this because I studied it and I have the skill.
Let me butt in there. So, where will the area of experience, because experience is another key thing in being employable. So there are some, you can't be a fresh graduate and you apply for a job and they see you as an inexperienced person because you are just a fresh graduate. So the factor of experience, don't you think is going to play out, giving you a chance to get employment?
Everybody wants to employ someone who can do more. It's not only about you knowing the definition of what you got study. Can you practice it? Can you carry it out? So the experience starts from when you are in school. No, starting from the projects in school they have given you, then go out yourself, go and do more research, bring this knowledge into practical life, bring what you are learning in school into real life situations. You don't need to wait till you become a graduate. Build a portfolio for yourself while you are in school, so that when you just walk into an organization and they ask you, apart from your first class, what else can you offer? You can't say anything else. But when and you are going with the trend, now we're in the area of artificial intelligence. So people don't know how to implement AI to what we are doing. AI is here to make your work effective. The work of research you will do in your offices for like 1 week. Now you can do it within 2 to 3 days effectively. but there is now a robot who can help you work effectively. So when you bring those experiences to your resume, like you show it today, that this is what I can do. These are the things I have done in the past. It's even give you more confidence to approach jobs. Certificate is not enough. The world that we are now, certificate is not enough. You need that confidence that I can do it.
And the skill.
And the skill, yeah, that's the key. The skill will give you the confidence. It's totally about, it's not only knowing your terms, the definition,
The theoretical aspect.
the historical aspect.
And that's one thing that me, I think student, where they give you practicals, when they give you projects to do, I feel student needs to participate so that it's during that process. In fact, now you can use things like that, your school projects, the things you have done in school, you can add it to your portfolio to also reference for reference purposes. Okay, I've been part of this before. This is the result. This is the experience. And, there are new things to learn in the course of that. It's one thing I think the school itself is using to help students, have some level of experience even while they are in school.
But the question is, are students ready to learn?
That is another question for another day, because everybody is not going to see the way you are seeing it. We are not going to sleep and face the same direction. And the final question for you is going to be, what is your advice? What would be your advice for students thinking of starting a side hustle? Particularly our freshers, our new freshers, new students, maybe the ones that just gained admission into school. What is your advice for them?
Recently a fresher, approached me and asked that, to be, what side hustle can I do to have money? Because I need more, I need money, I need this, I need that. I was like, you know, side hustle, if you want to take it serious, that's to be what you have passion for. Because it is your passion and those motivation that will keep you going on the days where there is no sales, on the days where no one is even looking at your site, when you have talked to two, three, four persons, nobody is even trying to try out your product or whatever your services. So it is what you must have passion for. Firstly, look around yourself. And this side hustle we are talking about is all about providing solution.
Oh,
Look around you, look into your class. What are the problems we can solve for students? That is where business ideas start from.
So Toby, let me butt in here. So what type of side hustle what kind of side hustle do you think are student friendly that they can start up with? Let's just break it down to that level so that I can give them a clue that can spark idea.
All right. You can go into products and never into services. For products, it is something you have a skill, like you can produce a soap, like liquid soap. You can produce puff puff. You can produce snacks. Can cook
Edible thing.
great suitings. Some students cook food. They get order from their classmates. They cook the food, bring it to school, get the money. That is a side hustle. Well, when you're going into services, that's to be what you know how to do best. You can go, there are soft skills and we have hard skills like video editing, graphic design, writing. AI is even becoming a skill already. So those are the things students can look into. Because with those ones, they can manage themselves, they can manage their time. It's not that you are working for an organization that expects you to resume work by 10, close by 5. You can't cope with that as a student, especially if you're a full-time student. Part-time can still struggle with that and make their way out. But for full-time students, you need to bring out what you can do, what you can you know produce by yourself, whether a skill or a product. Yeah. Look for people who need it around you. It may not be student to student. You may produce liquid to distribute it to car wash around you, organizations like restaurants to wash their plates and things like that. Just all these things is just idea of What business can I do? What products can I create? Can I make? Well, it has to be good. That one is very important.
And we have come to the end of this conversation. And I want to thank you specially for your time and sharing your experiences with us. So we have been speaking with Toby Lamidi, a brand strategist, student, and entrepreneur. He has been sharing his experience as a student and his side also alongside. And we hope you have learned one or two things from this discussion. Until next time, we bring another episode of Training Podcast. My name is Oluwasamia. See you next time. Bye.